There could be one human somewhere that really likes this. Okay.
Well, what's super funny is that I have the backbone of all of my notes right here, but like hardly any actual notes. So we can be shooting from the cuff today.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of notes.
But I've seen this season several times, and this is the first time you'd ever watched it. So
yeah, and truly, even if I have a lot of notes, whether they're legible or not,
is another story.
Yeah, because I like to sit there high as a kite with just like a pen in my hand and be like, oh yeah, I should write that down. And then it ends up being somewhere between Wingdings and like Helvetica.
Chicken scratch,
Yeah.
as they'd call it.
Yeah, something like
Are
that.
you getting audio now? Is audio working?
Yeah, it's hot.
Hey, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking this thing called, doesn't sound like something I should say, Hooch Booch. Hard
Hooch Booch?
kombucha.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's their old-fashioned flavor, so it's orange and oak, and it is 8.5%.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
For fermented kombucha?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know who gave them permission, but like I'm glad they're doing it. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking the OG, the original citrus full throttle that we drank when we were kids.
I found, where is it? It might be the Plaid Pantry in like the garden home area has the blue one.
Oh yeah, I find the blue ones more often than I find the black ones, but the black ones are where it's at.
Oh yeah.
I had somebody ask me one day, they were like, is that full throttle? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, does that still taste the same? I was like, I've been drinking it since I was 13 and like it still tastes exactly the same.
Yeah. I haven't had one in a while. I'm not drinking energy drinks, but I'm drinking like 800 milligrams of caffeine from espresso every day.
Yes, right. I know. I've been thinking about making the switch from energy drinks to coffee to espresso because I used to work in a coffee shop too. But then you ask yourself, you're like, am I really dialing back on the caffeine by drinking espresso? Because I just drink a vast more of it.
Yeah.
Like I can only drink like 2 of those a day and I'm down to 1 a day. So.
Hey.
Actually, no, that's a lie. This is my second one. But I'm literally just drinking it for the podcast to stay awake.
It's literally just like, do I want my caffeine with or without taurine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, why not?
And taurine's great for you.
Yeah.
I was laughing with one of my, one of the kids that was working for me last summer. He was asking me because he also doesn't drink energy drinks and he's like 20. And he was like, how many milligrams of caffeine are in that? And I said, I don't know, probably like 200, 250. And he was like, what? It's not. It's only 160, but.
I remember because I was drinking those pretty regularly again. This was probably like 2018, somewhere around there. I was drinking those pretty regularly. And then it was right around the time I think that Bang came out.
Yeah.
And those are 300 milligrams and like 0 sugar. And I switched really quickly over to those. And I was like, why am I having panic attacks at night?
Yeah. Why at like 2:00 in the afternoon can I like hear my heartbeat in my ears?
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here.
Why am I waking up in the middle of the night being like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the 300 milligrams of caffeine.
It's the 300 milligrams of caffeine that I'm drinking 3 of every day.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, you think about it in hindsight and you're like, yes, the consequences of my own actions.
But they taste like peach and mango, and that's all that I need.
That's all you need. Yeah. I've tried so many energy drinks at this point. This is the only one I can drink.
Actually, this is opposite end of that, caffeine free. But I want to bring you something that we have at my work. We recently started getting from Metolius a gold latte. And it's ginger and turmeric.
Ooh.
And it is fire.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
It is so good. It's like a chai, but no caffeine and different flavor profile.
You said Metolius, which is a rock climbing company. And so it's just like, we got to go climbing.
Oh, we do. I am so mad that finals has taken over my entire life this week.
As it does.
It does.
It just happens.
Yeah, that's going to be my life.
That's
for
being a student.
2 years.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it fucking sucks.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Clark.
What's up? I'm Karina.
And this is It's Always Spooky.
Ooh.
It's Always Spooky.
So what are we talking about today? Oh, we're doing, because we're splitting up American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And we started with episodes 1 through 4 of Cult last time we convened.
We sure did.
And today we're going to do episodes 5 through 8.
Yeah.
Which I've written down as, I've written down their names. Episode 5 is Holes. Episode 6 is Midwestern Assassin. Episode 7 is Valerie Solanas Died for Your Sins, Scumbag. And episode 8 is Winter of Our Discontent.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, episode 7's title is so long, it's kind of ridiculous.
Honestly, though, if there's anything that Ryan Murphy's doing right, it's episode titles.
Yeah.
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 Which he's probably not the person that makes that decision.
He's probably one of many people that makes that decision, right? There's probably like a bunch of pitches.
Yeah.
That's one thing that like, this is off tangent, but like some shows will do before they release the season is they'll just release like the episode list.
Yeah.
As like a preamble or like a Easter egg almost.
Yeah. Yeah. The most recent season of American Horror Story is Delicate, right?
I think so. I haven't seen Delicate. They kind of went after 1984, I think, which was I'm pretty sure that's the season after Apocalypse. They kind of like split off a little bit. They did like a double feature, and then they did American Horror Stories, and then they came back for, I think, season 13, and that's called Delicate. But
oh, okay.
I haven't seen any of those, so.
No, me either. And I dropped off of American Horror Story after Hotel. And then I have tried, because everybody says that Roanoke is actually a very good season. I've tried watching it like 3 or 4 times, and I fall asleep in every episode, and I don't remember any of it.
Right.
And so I'm going to go back and try to watch that one, because everybody says if you hold out, it's really good.
Yeah. I agree. I will tell you that when I first watched Roanoke, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I just didn't. It was a lackluster season to me. But rewatching it a couple of times, I can appreciate it. Like it is good. It's got because it has kind of this interesting way that it's telling a story where it's like one of those documentaries, right? Where it's like I Shouldn't Be Alive.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's showing like a recreation, like the television version of the events that are happening.
Yeah.
And then you're also getting like flashbacks from when the original characters are experiencing the same things that are in the docuseries. And so it's kind of interesting where they have like 2 actors for every character, because it's like the actual person and the person that's portraying them on TV.
And that one came out, was that one pre or post Cult?
It was pre.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it goes Hotel, Roanoke, and then Cult.
Okay, because I think that's then the first season where they have like one actor playing multiple roles.
Yeah. It's probably true. I don't think there's any other actors before Cult where they play more than one character.
I also didn't connect this because I didn't watch it. But while we were watching Cult, Nick pointed out that a lot of the characters or a lot of the actors that they use as kind of like secondary or tertiary characters in Cult are also people who played in Glee.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Murphy did Glee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I didn't watch Glee. So I had no idea. But Nick was like, oh yeah, that girl's on Glee. Oh yeah, that person's on Glee.
Right.
Oh, that person's on Glee.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I guess.
You're like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Interesting trivia. I was going to bring up, because you brought up Glee, you did watch Scream Queens, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because, there's a couple of characters from that in here, too. Like Billie Lourd came from Scream Queens onto American Horror Story, and she came in Cult and then continued on into, like, 4 seasons after that.
I loved Scream Queens.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Fucking
Ariana
Emma
Grande.
Roberts. Oh.
Hilarious.
Emma Roberts, too. Yeah.
Anywho, where do we even start with this?
Well, we were talking about this earlier where like this episode is going to be a little strange because normally we do like our metadata, our title card, our tagline, all of those different things, trivia. But today we're doing the same content. It's just furthering the story. Mm-hmm. So what I think might be kind of cool, because you haven't seen the end.
I have not.
You've not seen those last couple of episodes, is I think it would be kind of fun to do our like favorite or scariest scenes or ratings for just these 4 episodes.
Okay.
And then we do some predictions at the end. like I can pitch you some questions that I think might be kind of interesting for you to like guess, and then we can see how right we are. Because like I've already seen it, so I like that's one thing I had to really dial back the last couple of times today, and the last time we recorded this was just being like, I tried really hard not to watch content past the episodes that we had seen, because I was like, fuck, I don't want to accidentally spoil something. You can't know how this ends.
Yeah, I have to admit, so for episodes 5 through 8, I feel like it's reaching that point that every season of American Horror Story, with the exception of 1 through 3, that every season of American Horror Story reaches, where I'm starting to get a little pulled away from it, I guess. Actually, that happened in 3 too. It was like the very last episode, though, of Coven that really bothered me.
Sure.
And it was because, like, okay, there's one rule. You don't expose magic to the rest of the world and expect that that's going to go well.
Right.
And it does.
And so that's literally what we do, and it is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. You're just like, okay. You're seriously not going to, have even the hint, the faintest hint of like, you're going to have just a bunch of people with pitchforks and torches outside of your doors, right? Like, or even just like showing up on your doorstep to fix all of their problems because you're magic and like you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, just there are so many different pitfalls with relaying that information.
Exactly. Yeah. And that could just be like, I was raised on Charmed, and like on Charmed, you don't say shit about it.
Yeah.
Because like people find out you're magic, they're going to kill you. So I don't know. This started to reach that spot where I was getting a little pulled back from it.
Well, we were saying before we started recording that it's definitely reached this peak of like, you've got all this exposition, and then you get to this point where now we're in American Horror Story territory. Yeah. And in American Horror Story, everybody dies. Most everybody dies. By the end, there's like 1 or 2 characters, right? And so it's like, it's almost like that tipping point that happens. There's plenty of deaths that happen in those first 4 episodes, but it's not really this kind of like main core class of people. And so it's like super jarring to just kind of seeing them drop like flies.
Yeah.
After you've built up so much, and then it just kind of seeming like it's coming out of nowhere, or that like you're not really getting a lot of resolution with those characters before they die. Like there was no plot or thought that was put into it. It was just like we pulled names out of a hat and said, okay, cool, this person's going to die today. And oh, sorry, you got your number called today, right? And then you also, another thing I had brought up was that you have this like Quentin Tarantino like rehashing history moments that just kind of continue to happen throughout those last couple episodes.
Yeah. And speaking to the like kind of rewriting history and that sort of thing, honestly, when I saw Evan Peters portraying Andy Warhol, I was like, that actually looks just like him. Like they did a really good job making him look like him, and even making him carry the persona of Andy Warhol. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it reached that spot where like I was looking things up because I'm like, I don't feel like that's how I remember things going, and I don't remember history panning out this way and that sort of thing, and I wanted to like double check my understanding with it to see whether it was just like driving the plot the way that they wanted it to, or whether they were being historically accurate.
Or if there were any threads to the truth, right? You see all of those like based on a true story at the beginning of a movie, and it's very, very often not really based on a true story, but there's like little.
It's tiny. Like we use their names.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, we use the same house, but none of the stuff that we filmed in there actually happened. Yeah. And I think it's okay. So the Andy Warhol stuff happens on episode 7. Yeah. That's like the whole episode is just like Andy Warhol and Valerie Solanas and like learning about this other cult that was created. The Scum. They get the Scum cult and the manifesto that she wrote. Yeah. One, I guess, fun thing that I did for all of these episodes was I was trying to keep track of what weapons are used so that I could choose what my weapon was going to be. Of course. And it was always like, okay, well, there was this, there was this, there was this, there was this, because like people just start dropping like fucking flies. Oh, there are so many. Yeah, like, and I mean, do you even count the deaths that are in flashbacks or just the deaths that are on screen, right? Right. Which is our podcast, so all.
Yeah.
The answer is all.
Yeah. So even like just for episode 5, I was like, a potato sack, a knife, an axe, a nail gun, a coffin. I guess we can just go through like favorite scenes and scariest scenes for all of them.
We'll probably just have like, we can shoot off a couple of them because there's 4 episodes to go through.
Yeah.
You know, and then we can do our ratings, and then we'll do like just like a little prediction. I'll write that down.
Yeah. I'll preface going through this with saying that scariest scenes is going to be a little tricky because I don't feel like this season has a ton of like actual horror involved in it. It's almost more just like true crime ish.
Sure. Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Right.
I would say like the most horrific thing is probably the masks that they wear.
The masks are pretty terrifying.
They are.
They're pretty terrifying.
And for episode 8 especially, there's one person who is a new person to the group that has a mask that is fire. It is so good.
I gotta know which one it is.
I am excited to tell you.
Oh, okay. I kind of want to just do like in general.
Like
I don't know if I have a favorite and a scariest from every episode.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you said that as a little aside because I wrote favorite and scariest for episode 5.
Oh.
And then otherwise it's just like the Zodiac tie-in, and then like and then she's in on it too. That's
I was so excited for you to learn. Like episode 5 is a banging episode. Like it's a good fucking episode, and I like that little like slip in at the end. Like I don't know. So for spoiler alert, the end of episode 5, you find out that Allie's wife Ivy is in the cult, and it happens very like quickly and briefly, as if like you should have known that she was in the cult the whole time.
Yeah,
like there was a lot of evidence to prove that Ivy was in there, but I just kind of liked that little slip, and she just shows up. She's like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going? What are we doing today?"
Yeah,
and you're just like, "Wait, what? You bitch!"
What?
Yeah,
yeah,
you fucker. So okay, does Emma Roberts die in these episodes? Because I thought that was episode 4 or 5.
I think it's episode 4. Because I'm pretty sure that I noted when I saw Emma Roberts.
Right.
Because how can you not?
How could you not?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say that it was episode 4. Yeah, because I didn't even write her down in the cast list.
No, yeah, she only showed up for those first little bits. Okay, I'm blanking on which scene I should do as my favorite.
I think my favorite and my scariest might be the same for this set of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite? Because I'll think about it for a second.
So my favorite and my scariest for all 4 of these episodes is Kai and Winter end up going to this what's I think supposed to be like a haunted attraction.
Oh, yeah.
That is put on by this guy named Pastor Charles.
The Pastor Charles episode.
And
was that episode 8? Winter of Our Discontent?
That was yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
episode
the
8.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was episode 8.
Because that's supposed to it's supposed to explain one of the reasons why Kai created the cult in the first place.
It is. It actually kind of explains the fracture of his psyche and like why he went from just kind of being like an edgelord on the internet to being like, oh, I'm actually going to like really drive things into a more politically motivated area and really try to change the way that society functions. But that was my favorite because of how much depth there was to it. Like, yeah, this really does explain why somebody can enter into this situation, see these people who are legitimately being tortured for reasons that like are being portrayed as being religious and
completely undeserved.
Yeah, and this person is trying to say like, oh, this person was at an abortion clinic and they were getting an abortion and the righteous way of doing this wouldn't allow that to happen. Oh, this person is a sodomite and they were at an AIDS clinic and that sort of stuff. And in reality, it was like this girl was there for an STD. And like this other person was there for a completely unrelated reason. It wasn't that he was like gay and having a ton of sex or like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Completely innocuous.
Exactly. And so he was seeing this like person who is truly like a religious fundamentalist who is supposedly putting on a like horror show.
Yeah.
Actually harming people. And he was like, no, we have to save these people. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing. And this person's just a fucking nut job.
Right.
And then something along the way caused his brain to just like fracture and enter a space where it was like no longer, oh, I'm going to help these people. It was a like, oh, I'm helping these people. But it's rooted in really nasty, really dark things.
Sure. Yeah. Or even like out of a sense of control or power.
Exactly.
Right? Like not helping them because he cares about them or doesn't want them to suffer this bad fate, but then it even goes one step further because they end up killing Pastor Charles too.
Exactly.
Right? They could have just left, called the police, got him arrested, right? But then they kind of like they wanted him to kind of suffer the same torment. And so they took it upon themselves to make that happen.
Yeah, because even the girl who was there, who was like on the table in the stirrups, and she was supposed to be the person who was like going in to get an abortion and that thing. She was like, we're going to call the police and you're going to get sent to prison and you're going to get what you deserve.
Right.
And Kai's like,
not good.
No, he deserves the same punishment that he's giving everybody else and he needs to die.
Yeah.
And so they strap him to that table or chair that like the knives come through.
Yep. And isn't it a cross shape?
I think it is.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we love religion.
Yeah, rip Pastor Charles. You fucking asshole.
Yeah, have fun burning in hell.
Yeah, no kidding. He'd probably like it there, though.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be a fan.
But yeah, you're right. Really great. I mean, this is also one of those scenes, too, where you're like, what the fuck is this? We've been watching this really, like, not to say that this was just super outlandish, but like a fairly grounded season, other than like, the like clown cult shenanigans, right? But like, it's supposed to be really not, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like,
no, I get it.
But it's just like, what the fuck is this?
Like this season versus all of the other ones isn't rooted in anything supernatural. It's not like anything super extreme. It's not anything outside of normality. And
so then you have this really dramatized, like Saw-esque, like batch of scenes where it's just like it goes into complete crazy town where you're just like, how could this possibly happen or exist?
Yeah, because the guy who is strapped into the chair, this quote sodomite, he is strapped into this chair and he's like, no, the guy who was here before, like there's knives that come through and it's going to kill me and that sort of thing. And it's like, how has he gotten away with it up until this point?
Yeah.
Where is this coming from and how is this continuing to happen?
It's just one of those things that like, it raises way more questions than it gives you answers. And it just seemed like, I mean, I was watching a breakdown earlier where somebody, it was on GameSpot, it was Ryan from GameSpot was like, I'm pretty sure they just did this because they wanted another set. Like they just wanted a set that was really cool and really fun. And so they're like, all right, let's fucking tell this story, I guess.
That makes sense.
Because it did. Like some things that happen in some of these episodes, I'm asking myself, I'm like, why? Like that seems so, and maybe it's just because it was one of the later seasons. So it's just like, well, we got a bunch of money. Why the fuck not?
Ooh, okay. So over these episodes, that's definitely like the standout scene for me. And I think it is because it is Kai's origin story in a way.
Right.
A good runner-up, though, for favorite scene at least, is when, what's his name? It's the detective.
The white-haired detective?
Yeah, Colton Haynes.
Samuels?
Detective Jack Samuels. When he has Winter in the car and he's going to like assault her and everything, how she just like shoots him in the dome. That was such a powerful scene. And then the following scene after that, where she tries to frame Beverly for it, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. That's so good. Where she's just like, oh,
he's fucking,
something was happening.
Something's happening.
He was fucked up, but she killed him. Just to try to like turn the attention away from her.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Winter is kind of an underplayed character this season. Billie Lourd's she's such a fucking good actor. But she really, like, I don't know. I feel like there are some times that you're meant to sympathize with Winter and her character and what she's gone through and like the trauma that she suffered. But then on the same side of the coin, like, I don't really empathize with her a lot, because she is kind of like manipulative and kind of psychopathic, you know, like I was trying to think to myself when I was watching the season, I was like, okay, how much of this is actually Winter and how much of this is like Winter being brainwashed by Kai into doing what he wants? And as much as I would love to give her credit and be like, she's just drinking the Kool-Aid and doing what her brother's telling her, there's a part of me that also feels like she gets off on it a little bit. She's kind of having fun pulling the strings and kind of like being the spider in the background, like spinning the web, especially when it came to like showing Oz the stuff on the dark web, seducing Allie, right? Because then in that same breath, she's also sleeping with Ivy, right? So she's like playing both sides of the field. So it just seems like she's not a good person. No. You know what I mean? Like, while you have to sympathize with her on some things, and like the situation that she found herself in, she is also very much like, you don't really want to root for her.
No. And all throughout this season, at least up until this point, Beverly is like standing on the ground of, you promised me equal power in this. Like, we are supposed to be equals. You're supposed to be doing your thing. I'm supposed to also be able to call the shots. Yep. And in reality, the second in command is Winter. Like, easily second in command is Winter. Yeah. And I was also watching, last night I was watching episode 8 with Mom and Nick. And I was watching as Allie was kind of starting to assert her place in all of this, and being like, I'm actually not crazy, you're involved in this, and like even brought Kai into her house and was like, I know what's happening, I have information, but I need something from you if I'm going to be able to provide that information. And I was like, Sarah Paulson is easily the best actor in all of these.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, she is so fucking good. And Mom and Nick were both like, oh yeah, absolutely. But Billie Lourd right behind her.
Absolutely. Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that you said that Winter was Kai's second in command, because I definitely can understand that. But then I also see these moments, because wasn't she also in the kitchen with Beverly and Ivy? Yeah. Making food for the rest of the gang members, right?
Yeah.
And it just seems so. I was watching this in GameSpot's breakdown too, where it's so interesting that how quickly Kai forgot about the people who built him. Yep. And maybe that was just out of pure ignorance, just of like, oh, well, they're my puppets. Like, they're not going to question me. I just have to, like, you know, I just have to keep asserting my dominance. Just be like, no, it'll all work out in the end. But just how crazy it is that he couldn't acknowledge that, like, these women literally made him who he was. And instead of like elevating them to the same playing field, as soon as that following showed up, he went, get in the kitchen, bitches.
Yeah.
He went, go back to your place where you actually belong.
Yeah. Mom even last night was like, isn't it interesting that on the opposite sides is a bunch of women/lesbians who hate men, and then on the other side there's a bunch of gays who hate women. And I was like, yeah.
Ooh, it's hard when it hits home. Yeah, I think that was kind of the point, right? Like, that's one of the reasons why I love like Chaz Bono's character Gary so much, because like how, Chaz playing literally like the antithesis of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Is just like, it's fucking gold. Like it's fucking Hollywood gold to watch it.
Literally a child of gay God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like transgender and like would be absolutely against and everything that Gary as a person would hate, as like a character would hate.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why it's kind of fun that like Chaz is playing him and doing such a good job of it too.
A really good job.
Probably almost like out of catharsis.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine that his life has been easy. But yeah, I just think it's really interesting, and I think it's done with a very specific purpose. Kai always knew that he was the number one, and like where he was manipulating each individual person and making them think they were really, really special. They don't mean anything to him. Like, that's the whole cult mentality.
I do think this set of episodes, and probably more specifically, probably like between episodes 6 and 7 is when you get to see that, like, initially Kai just kind of seems as like this try-hard right-wing person who's just trying to like push a certain agenda. And you get to see his backstory a little bit in episode 5. You get to see more of why he is the way that he is in episode 8. But between 6 and 7 is when you get to see how ego-driven this entire thing is.
Yeah.
And how fragile it is at the same time. That's just cult leaders.
It's probably like
as
accurate.
A get-go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're balancing on a knife's edge a lot of times to make sure that like you're maintaining supreme power.
Exactly.
Now that we've been talking about this for a second, I'm trying to think about like some of my favorite scenes. And I think one that is definitely coming to my mind is the moment that you realize that like Meadow isn't on Allie's side.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's kind of similar to Ivy being in the cult, where like I definitely took all of Meadow's help with a grain of salt, because you're like, okay, why would you get dragged off screaming and then the next day Allie just finds you randomly in a hole? And, but you're not injured or dead, which you definitely could have been. And so, like, I was suspicious about her for a long time. But that moment in, I think it's episode 6, where you don't know who the shooter is at first. And you just see, like, Allie's the one who gets arrested. And then it's towards the end of the episode that you find out it was Meadow that made a plan with Kai, where Kai somehow convinced her, like, this is the ultimate sacrifice that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Is by making a martyr out of me. And that's how, you're going to be celebrated by all of us.
Yeah.
And then for her to almost immediately be forgotten afterwards.
Yeah.
As it stands.
And then also, I don't really know a good way to bring up this scene. The weird, incesty, rapey, gay, you're going to bear the child of this whole thing scene.
The Messiah baby.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the Messiah baby.
Yeah.
That's the scene you're talking about, right? I thought that was going to be in our, like, scariest.
It's up there. Because that was something.
And I swear by the moon and the... Will you ever be able to listen to that song the same way?
Nope. No, I won't. Actually, let me take you through the journey of my notes.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
It was, wait, incest? No. JK, thank God. Oh, wait, still gross. Oh, no. Oh, no. It would be so much fucking worse than incest. Yeah.
It would be so much worse.
There's like, okay, so there
some like human centipede levels.
There's like a human centipede situation. There's some incest situation. There's like multiple layers of rape. There's like, what the fuck was that whole thing? And then she stands up and she's just like, she's like pushing back against it, and he's like, well, this is the ritual. This is the way that this has to work out. And she's like, oh yeah, that you made up this afternoon?
After looking it up on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
I honestly, and I don't know how she let that go on for so long. Why did she literally have to get on the bed before she was like, I'm not fucking doing this?
Yeah, the second that he said, it was something along the lines of like, show your receptacle or something like that.
Get on the bed and get
it. Yeah. And I'm like,
you're like, please, God. I just, there's so many things I wanted to do today, and this wasn't even 85 on the list.
Yeah, he's like, well, no, it would be gross for me to have sex with you, so instead I'm going to make this gay man have sex with you. I'm going to have sex with him.
At the same
time. And then
somehow.
In that sense, I'm impregnating you, but you're still pure. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is happening? Yeah.
It really
this gay man is going to have sex with this lesbian so that her brother doesn't have to.
Yeah. It's fucking so strange, man. It's so crazy. And just like from this perspective, I'm sure it was just like, at this point, Kai was probably taking a lot of drugs, right? We see him pill popping
he was
several
on like
times.
a ton of Adderall.
He was like on a ton of drugs, and he's just like, I have to continue this cult. What do cults do, right? Like, and so he probably, this was just his extreme high. Like, okay, how do I make this work? Oh, we need a Messiah baby.
God, that's so bad.
It's really foul, if we're being honest. Are there any other favorite scenes that we want to highlight? Like I did really like the scene where Allie went to that city council member, the first one who like stood up to Kai and said like, you know, Donald Trump and Kai Anderson aren't the garbage; they're the flies that the garbage has attracted.
That was a really powerful scene because it's still accurate.
Yep. Just definitely like put him in his place right there. But the scene that I really like is when Allie goes to her house to tell her about the cult and to give her all the information. And she goes into this monologue where she's like, well, this always happens when the patriarchy is challenged. Yeah. In the 60s when feminism and like the pill was popular, you had Jim Jones and you had Manson. And then, you know, you had like, was it Koresh? David Koresh? I don't remember that guy, but, anyways, just like other cult leaders, like typically they start to pop up and they start to show up when women start to gain more power. Yeah. Yep. Which is then also interesting because then Valerie Solanas' cult, which was all about cutting up men, right? That Society for Cutting Up Men is what SCUM stands for, was also kind of happening in that kind of same time frame. And it seemed like it was happening for the same reason. Yeah. Valerie felt completely suppressed by the patriarchy, and so she created this new society where men were trash. I do love that that's a real life thing, too. Like, the SCUM manifesto is real. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, the like society that she created was real. Because I didn't know too much. Like, I don't know too much about Andy Warhol, and I didn't know anything about Valerie Solanas, which I guess is kind of like, I mean, I didn't even know Andy Warhol was shot, and that like that's one of the things he was known for. And I found it very interesting that like that's the thing that he says to her, right? Like, no one's ever you're only gonna be remembered for shooting me. Like, I'm your legacy. Well, and also they show that when he's kind of in like a spirit sense, and that's his rewriting of it, because he didn't die. In real life, he didn't die from being shot by her. Well, he didn't die in the show either. Oh, the second time she did kill him, right? Like, because she shot him and injured him. Yeah. And then she came back, and that's when he was like, I'm your legacy. And so she must have killed him in that scene. Something like that. I just forgot that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know a ton about Andy Warhol other than like Campbell's soup cans, because that was like his famous picture was like that Campbell's soup can thing. And so I was looking up pieces about it as that episode was going on. And to be fair to Ryan Murphy and the writers for the show, it was pretty accurate. Like, they did have a lot of historical accuracy. Okay, I can appreciate that. And I don't think that it was necessary, but I do like the way that they tied in the Zodiac killer. Yeah. It was, they fiddled with the like the truth a little bit, because like, the Zodiac killer was never found, and in this one, basically the SCUM cult were taking ownership of the Zodiac murders, at least the first few of them, or maybe all of them. Because the Zodiac only killed like what, half a dozen people, maybe 8 people. I can't quite remember. I think we actually say it in the last episode, so we could just splice it there. But
yeah,
but didn't kill hundreds of people. And so I think you're right that the cult took ownership of all of those murders, but they didn't do the whole, like, they didn't leave evidence for the police or like put the letters in the newspaper. That ended up being one of their followers that they ended up killing. Like, just another man trying to take credit for a woman's work, right? I think is exactly what it was said or something.
And honestly, before she took it to a way too radicalized sense of it, I was like, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it funny. Like, I don't know how much I liked it whenever they had like a new man in their group and they were like, say you're a turd.
Yeah.
A lowly turd.
And a traitor.
Yeah, and a traitor. You're just automatically a traitor.
One thing that I really liked was I should have written down who it was that said this.
What was said?
The quote was, if you already believed in something, there wouldn't be room for him.
Yeah, that's Winter.
I really liked that one.
I like that one a lot.
Oh, I did. Just a little bullet point. I didn't write down her name. I should have. But the other lady who was running for city council that they ended up offing, I was like, other lady running for city council was a bad bitch.
She was a bad bitch.
I really liked her.
And you know what? I mean, it was really sad that she died. She tried to stand her ground. And honestly, when she said, somebody make a move so I can shoot you, I just be fucking shooting. There's no way I'm getting cornered by multiple people and not killing somebody. I will fucking go to jail.
Yeah, they already broke into her house.
Yeah, right? That was the only thing that I was like, bitch, just shoot them. Like, don't let them rush you. And then you have to, because then they're going to win. They're going to overpower you. But at least she died standing her ground. Yeah. And, well, actually, I was going to say something, but I don't want to spoil it. So I don't want to spoil, like, I didn't want to say something about the ending of the show and, like, spoil it for you. So I'm going to keep that opinion to myself.
I appreciates it.
She was a bad bitch, though.
I did like the section where I believe it's Kai and Winter, and it was when Kai pulls out the Scum Manifesto, and Winter's like, oh, it's just one of my old college books, or like that sort of thing. He's like, no, but like, this is what I need. Like, I need to create something like this. And she says, so you're going to write a book? And he was like, no, I don't have time for that shit. I'm just going to post something on social media. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
It's like a bit of meta, right? It's like, no, that's going to take too long. I need something like now. Like right fucking now.
Yeah, no, I don't have time for that shit. And then episode 8, these aren't favorite scenes by any means. They're just honorable mentions. Yeah. There's a section where it said, your bangability would go way up if you just smiled. Nasty.
I think that's episode 8 because it's when all the women are like making food for them, right?
Yeah, it was one of the just fucking idiots that's like named like Aerosmith or Speedwagon or some shit like that. And he's just like, your bangability would go way up if you just smiled. And it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think it was Ivy, and she grabs the steak knife, and Winter's like, wait.
Yeah, and then the only other note that I have, I think, for this set of episodes was just, wait, now the psychiatrist is switching sides? And episode 8 kind of leaves off on you not really knowing because he ends up getting...
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I know. That's kind of... I think that was what I was kind of waiting for, is I was like, I don't know who has actually died in these 4 episodes. Like, I know there's like 3 or 4 people that die.
Yeah, it's Harrison, Meadow, and Dr. Vincent.
Yeah. That's it, right?
I think that's it. Those are at least the main ones. There's probably random. Oh yeah, because there's like city council bitch. And
I was thinking about like the main cast. I think there's one other character that dies.
The detective.
Oh, Detective Samuels
dies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's all of them. Let me check the cast list really quick.
I was gonna say, like, there's another one that I'm thinking of, but I don't want to give it away if you don't actually know, and so that's why I'm playing this dance of like, I feel like one other person died, but maybe it's next episode.
It might be next episode because Beverly isn't killed, but she's being like isolated at the end of episode 8, I believe.
You're right. It is the next episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Dialing it back. Dialing it back. Okay. Sick. Want to go into scary scenes then? Yeah. I'll go first here because I had actually written something down for scariest scenes. For me, honestly, like the scariest scene out of all 4 of these episodes for me is RJ's death when he dies by nail gun at the end of episode 5.
Yeah, that one's pretty brutal.
It's fucking sad. It's one of the only, because I've watched quite a bit of shit. It's one of the only like scenes in an episode that like I kind of turned away from while watching. And it is just like incredibly uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, and it's not especially gory or gruesome or anything like that, but it's a painful one.
But it's one of those that's like almost existentially scary.
Yeah.
Because I'm both in my brain. I'm thinking about it from RJ's perspective and like slowly dying from this trauma that you're suffering, but then also from like the less complicit members of the cult, like Ivy. Right? Who are like, you have to do this because you've gotten in way too deep, right? But like, you can't back out now. Otherwise you're going to be sitting in the chair with the nails in your head. Right. So but it's like this, you feel for those characters too, where you're like, damn, I could not do that. But how would you get out of that situation? So it is so fucked up when fucking Harrison's like, you got to put it right up to his head. Otherwise it's not going to fire.
Yeah.
Right? Because she just tries to like go right next to him and like go for it. Harrison's like, nope, it's not going to do it. You got to push it up against his skull. And it's just like,
yeah.
And I liked that little baiting question that Kai says at the beginning. Not only, hey, the world record is 13 nails in the head before death. Shall we try and beat a world record? But then he also says like, if you want to like make him not suffer, you could just kill him quickly. And he knew all along like how to kill him quickly, and he purposely waited to be the last person in the circle.
Yeah, that one was rough. And the effects and the acting in it were really good too, because you can tell like when certain parts of his brain are punctured, you can tell that he's still very much alive and very much lucid, but he is losing his ability to actually like speak or anything like that. But you can tell that he's still feeling it, he's still seeing it, that sort of thing. And it's like losing that function and watching somebody lose that function when truly most of the people that are even performing the like heinous thing that's causing it don't even want to be.
Yeah, they really don't. They really don't want to be there.
It was rough.
It's very, very interesting because I think there are even murders that happen earlier in the season where then flashbacks happen, like with the coffin scene.
Yeah.
Where there are characters that are like, this is fucked up. Like, we should call the police. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. We're going too far, right? Like, it was one thing when we were just like terrorizing a woman in a grocery store, but now we're like, and and it was like, I think it was Beverly at that point that was like, do you want to change the world? Do you want to light the world on fire? Because, like, we can't just be scaring people in grocery stores. Nobody's going to listen to us if we do that.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turntables turn. Okay, well, I'm so glad that we talked about who died in, 'cause I'm literally crossing this shit out. Okay, cool. So, do you have a scariest scene that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, the only 2 that I had written down were the weird religious hell house.
Yes, right. The Pastor Charles House of Horrors.
The pastor, Pastor Charles Veggie Tales. And then the death of RJ. And it's a toss-up between the 2 because on one hand, Pastor Charles' House of Fun is horrific in the more traditional sense. And then RJ's death is more horrific in the, like, this is painful to watch. Sense.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where, like, when you're going to kill somebody, you want it to be either quick and painful or like slow and painless, right? You want like one of those two. And so it's just really, really, really fucking sad when you have to watch somebody who's like slowly and very fucking painfully dying. Like it's just, and it's one of those things where, I mean, you're watching it and you're like, it's a fucking movie. It's a fucking movie. This isn't actually happening. This is just sound effects and like fake blood, right? But like when you're an adult and you have empathy, you're like in your brain, you're actually experiencing it. Yeah. You're actually having that visceral reaction of like, oh.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before. Like my mom does not like horror that's a little too on the real side.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I saw her when that scene popped up. She just like started coloring.
She's like, no.
Yep. She's like, and this is where I bow out. I am gonna
dissociate and just do my own thing here. Yep. I'll come back in a second, but like I don't need to see that shit.
Yeah. I also think since we've decided to splice all of these episodes together, I'm just going to keep a running list of the different weapons that are used throughout the whole thing, and then we can just assess the whole season on quality and rewatchability.
Yeah. I'm down.
And that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because there are so many weapons to choose from, and like, why go groups of episodes when we can just do the whole season?
Absolutely.
I will, spoiler alert, say that every episode of American Horror Story, or every season, of American Horror Story ends terribly. So I don't expect this one to go much different. Hopefully it does. But
that's going to be one of your prediction questions.
Giving me a look.
A lackluster look. I don't know. Some of the endings are good. I'm trying to think of one, but
I think seasons 1 and 2 were pretty solid. Season 3's ending, terrible. Season 4's ending, worse. And I feel like it just got... Yeah, because Circus was season 4, right?
Freak Show. But yeah, you're right.
Freak Show. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Freak Show was season 4. And the ending of Freak Show was literally just like, oh, we're just going to go kill everybody.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I like most of the seasons of American Horror Story, but I can agree with you that like most of the endings suck. Or they at least are kind of like except for the first one, with the exception of the first one. The second one, I think, would have tied together better without the aliens.
Yeah.
The third one, honestly, is one of my favorite seasons, but the ending is strange. Like, the ending I don't super agree with. And you also haven't seen Apocalypse either, which is the second half of Coven, because it's Coven and Murder House combined.
Ooh, okay. I should watch that one then.
We can cover it.
Yeah, we can
have
cover
so much
it.
time.
I will also say... And I am one of these people, so I want to say this as if I'm also talking to myself. If you go into American Horror Story as a horror fan wanting it to be scary and wanting it to be a horror show, you will be disappointed. You will pick it apart, and you will not find it to be entertaining.
Yeah. It's not going to scratch all those itches.
Yeah. It is supposed to be American Horror Story in the way that it is like, this is a shocking show. It's not supposed to be scary. It's not supposed to be like you're watching a horror movie, like that sort of thing. So go into it with the perspective of this is supposed to be campy. It is supposed to be approachable by everybody, and it is supposed to be entertaining.
Yep.
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah. I think the follow-up I will say to that is that I'm just like thinking about like American food and American restaurants. When you go to them, they're kind of like under-seasoned.
Yeah.
Right? Like your food's kind of bland because it has to amass to a wide audience.
Yeah.
2, this is daytime television.
Yeah.
Right? There are definitely like scenes in the show that are fucking shocking.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about like the dildo demon from Hotel.
Yeah.
If your fucking like 8-year-old walked in on that while you were watching that on TV, it would probably traumatize them.
Yeah.
Right.
And like Evan Peters' ass is in every season.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But, and so masses to a wide audience. And then it also like, it definitely touches on a lot of dark themes, but like you were saying, it definitely glosses over a lot of them.
Yeah.
And probably just to make it more palatable to like a wider audience. I will tell you, at one point we are going to need to cover the show Slasher, because I think there's
I haven't even heard of that.
Dude, you gotta fucking watch it, because like that's like American Horror Story, but for the people who actually like horror. Right?
Okay.
Because it's an anthology series. Every season uses the same actors as different characters, and every season there's a slasher and they're killing people, right? So one season's like Halloween-esque, one season's like Friday the 13th summer camp, and so like it's just one's like Winter Lodge one. So
Jason Voorhees, objectively the hottest horror movie villain.
By far.
Not because of his face.
No.
It's just vibes.
No, it's the vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably got a pretty good body underneath that. What is it? One's jumpsuit?
Yeah. Gotta be.
Something.
And not shredded, probably. Probably got like a good hefty belly.
No, that's right? Because, I mean, off tangent, but I think Jason died when he was a child.
Yeah.
Right? And then the killer, Jason Voorhees, is like Michael Myers, right? When we were talking about Michael Myers is like 20, 21 or something, right? And you're like, that dude is way more jacked than that little baby teenager would be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, died at 13, but has been eating nothing but whole cows and trends since then.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, bro. I mean, since we're not doing our ratings, we're not really doing trivia.
Is it prediction time?
Yeah, I'm thinking we should do some predicciones here.
Let's do it.
So
I'm excited. This is fun.
It's going to be kind of fun. I'm trying to think of how do I phrase questions that don't give away answers, because you could easily do the question of like, who do you think is going to win this season? Do you think the cult is going to win? Do you think Allie is going to play some sort of part to either like make the cult successful and potentially like become the second in command, or do you think she'll dismantle it legally?
Okay, so this is hard because at this point it really is like Allie versus everybody else.
Right. Well, specifically versus Kai, because he's the leader.
Yeah, specifically versus Kai. But she's at this point assimilated into the cult, kind of. She's also the one that I was going to say has the best mask. Her mask is fucked.
Yeah. I like her reveal too.
Yeah.
Her reveal is great, especially when you see fucking Ivy's face and you're just like, no.
Yeah. When she pulled that mask off and you see Ivy's face, I'm like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
Fuck you. Yeah. I did not like Ivy through this entire season.
Right.
So I was like, yeah.
Just like, get it.
Yeah. You are gaslighting your wife through this whole thing, and then you're getting what you deserve, hopefully. But I'm going to say, if I were to make a prediction, I don't necessarily think that Allie's going to be able to dismantle the cult in a legal sense. If anything, I could see her taking it over. I don't really know how, and I don't know what that pans out to look like, but I can see her finding a way to take Kai out of the situation in one way or another, or at least degrade confidence in him, get him taken out of the equation, and then end up being her that's in charge of it.
Right.
And I don't necessarily know if that goes anywhere, but I could just see her ending up on top, because she was also made out to be this person that's just going through like a mental break through this entire thing, and she's actually been the most sane out of all of them.
Right.
Yeah, I think she's going to come out on top.
Yeah. I think that's a good prediction. I like your reasoning behind it, and it kind of makes sense if she's gone from being outside of the cult to now like, okay, maybe if I just come in and I play by the rules, I can get close, and I can just keep getting closer and closer, and then maybe one day I can get a quick shot in, or
like I think she's gonna do what the like Scum 2.0 was trying to do, but much more effectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think Ivy and Winter are going to do now that Allie is in the cult and they know about it?
I don't truly think that Winter actually has affection for Ivy.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think it's fake.
Yeah. I think it was probably just to further their, like, wait. It was probably, honestly, means to an end.
Yeah.
Probably just like a, hey, this is fun for the moment. But it was probably also like a, I need her in the cult with me. So, like, this is kind of a way I can keep her around.
I think they're going to kill Ivy. And I'm not upset about it.
You think who's going to kill Ivy?
I don't know who necessarily, but
I need a prediction. Who do you think's going to kill her?
If not Allie, then the most beautiful thing would be, well, truly the most beautiful thing would be for Oz to do it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But I'm going to say if not Allie, it's going to be Winter.
Either Winter or Allie.
Yeah, because I think they're both able to get the closest.
Yeah. And they're both like lovers of her too,
yeah.
right? So kind of like, yeah, like.
I want it to be Oz though.
Right.
But I don't know if Ryan Murphy would go so far as to make like a kid kill their mom.
Right. Right.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. Oz is pretty twisted from the beginning, right? Just like.
I mean, he did make a brother and sister have sex via gay man. So.
Oz?
No, Ryan Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
So he could go that far.
And right, Oz has been like, I don't know how much you saw him in these 4 episodes.
Not really.
Like, not really at all, right?
Yeah. I think maybe episode 5 opens up with like her hanging out with him at the restaurant.
Right.
And I think that's
right. And it was like this super awkward like interaction where she's trying to make small talk, but Oz is like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you acting weird?
Yeah. Yeah.
He does come back the last couple of episodes.
Okay.
Plays a much bigger role.
Good.
Which is great. And he's a cool dude too. Because like I just like how he's very quickly starts being around like all of these cult members, right? On a pretty regular basis. But it's very clear, and I'm not gonna tell you anything, but it's very clear that like he was raised in a 2-mom lesbian household.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like a very different view of how the world works. And then now he's seeing like all of these super macho guys that are like, no, women suck, you know?
I think if I could actually add a little bit to the prediction of Ivy not making it, in one of the episodes from 5 through 8, I can't remember which one, but in one of the episodes, they go into more detail about how Allie was the one who actually gave birth to Oz, and that was kind of the fracture between her and Ivy's relationship was that Allie did kind of assert a little bit more of like, this is my kid, I don't want to do that. And like Ivy was very jealous,
like resentful.
She was resentful. Like, yeah, her jealousy had reached a stage of resentment.
Absolutely.
With Allie about like she had endometriosis, she wasn't able to carry the kid and that sort of thing, and that started harboring some feelings. And I have a feeling that what's going to happen is that somehow Oz is going to be placed in a situation where he is in danger, and it's going to come across as he is in danger because of Ivy, and Allie's going to kill Ivy to save Oz. I like that. Something prediction. Like that's going to.
I like that prediction.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, I liked that lead up for Ivy's character like hating her wife.
Yeah.
Right, when she's like talking to Kai for that first time, because it's this very interesting dynamic of like, you couldn't carry your son, so you had to have, you know, your wife to be the surrogate, and her being jealous of the fact that like she really wanted to be in that spot. But then also exactly like you said, like after they had Oz, it was like Ivy's opinion didn't matter.
Yeah. Because
she didn't give birth to him. And that's like such a callous, like fucked up thing to do to your partner when like it is their child too. Like even if like Oz didn't have any of Ivy's DNA, right? Because they would have had to have got a surrogate, like a sperm donor.
Yeah.
Like it just, I can understand from Ivy's perspective, like where that resentment started to build up and where that like kind of hatred started to build up.
Yeah.
It doesn't excuse any of her fucking actions. Like get a divorce, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm sure she just couldn't. And that's why the hatred kept building, was because she knew if she left, Allie would get full parental rights to Oz and she'd never see him again. Yeah. So it was better to play the part and to try and make it work, but secretly hating her in the background.
And truly, the only person at this point that could have kept Allie from having full custody of Oz would have been the psychiatrist, and he's dead now.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. So it could also pan out in the way of Ivy might try to attack Allie because she's like, well, now the only person that could actually make sure that you don't have custody is dead. So
Right.
I just have to kill you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll just keep coming back and like, I want him for myself.
Yeah. But fuck, who knows?
Oh, I can't wait. It's
I'm
gonna be
really excited. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask you prediction questions. I'm excited. But again, I didn't want to make it obvious, right? Like, it is American Horror Story, so like most of these people are going to die.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like, do you want to guess who it's going to be by, or like,
yeah,
if they're going to be like a hero or a villain when they die, like,
yeah. Because like looking at who's left, I could see Winter and Allie and Oz being the 3 people out of all of them who live.
Allie, Winter, and Oz.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say final. Actually, you know what? I already have all 3 of them written down here because they were your picks for who was gonna kill Ivy. So it's like they're also the 3 that might make it out of the whole thing alive.
Yeah, because I have a feeling Winter's going to end up killing Kai. I think that's her storyline. Because there's also a part in these episodes where she says he wouldn't hurt her.
Yeah.
And then he kills his brother.
Yeah.
And I think that started to degrade her trust in that.
Absolutely.
And so I think at that point she's like, wait, no, he probably would. And
I know. Isn't that crazy? Like, I thought that moment when he kills Vincent was very interesting because there was that whole like lead up and interrogation beforehand. And Winter doesn't like express emotion or take her mask off until he's actually dead. I'm pretty sure. And it's like, dude, why would you just stand there? I mean, probably just because she knew it wouldn't have fucking mattered anyways.
Yeah.
Like, what was her voice or opinion going to matter to all of these dude bros that were like on Kai's side?
Yeah, it's all the thumbs in the room.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All the thumbs. So
this is not the first episode that thumbs have been featured.
no, it has. It actually, I'm pretty sure we did it the last episode too.
I think there's another one prior to that.
Yeah, right? I mean, come on. They're fucking hot.
Yeah.
And another one, too. Oh, fuck. What was I going to say?
Well, I know at some point Charles Manson's brought into this, too.
Yeah, there's, I think there's 3 other cameos and characters that Evan Peters plays. Because he plays, like, a total of, like, 5 or 6
We got
people.
fucking 3 episodes left, and they're about to bring in that many more. This is why American Horror Story ends up failing at the end of every season, because they're like, oh wait, we have to throw in all of these ideas at the end.
This is also the reason why Evan Peters had to take a break after the season, because he just had to play so many characters. And he also said that one of his biggest things in life that he really doesn't like doing is yelling.
Yeah.
And he had to yell so much, like not just like in general, but just like at people, like just had to scream in people's faces or like yell constantly. And he was like, it was just fucking awful for my mental health.
We haven't seen his butt yet, have we?
We didn't see it
or did it happen in the last episode?
I mean, didn't we see it in episode 8 when they were going to, make the Messiah baby?
I don't think we did.
No, I didn't think they get that. I don't think they get that far.
So we still get to hold out for that.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought you saw it. No, he was dressed in the pilot episode when he was rubbing Cheetos all over his face and humping his television.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. I think we still get to wait for that.
He can hold it back every once in a while.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I think it's just the producers that probably like his butt. I don't think it's Evan who's like, get my ass on camera.
Yeah, I don't think he's like, when do I get to drop
yeah, exactly. When do I get to draw my trousers? Fuck, are there any other predictions I want you to make right now? You found out about Valerie Solanas' friend, right? BB Babbitt.
Yeah.
And how she was like,
oh yeah, she's Balenciaga lady.
Yes, yeah. Frances Conroy.
Yeah.
She's like a veteran
Who
in
is
American.
a fucking slay. Everything she does is a slay.
I think Myrtle Snow is probably her best character.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, this is an honorable mention, but the only person that I really missed this season that we didn't have was Dennis O'Hare. So remember in Hotel, the bartender, the really like fabulous bartender.
I thought you were about to say faggy, and I was like,
kind of.
I can say that. Oh yeah.
Dennis O'Hare is like also an AHS like veteran, and he plays the best characters, like just the dark, like the deepest and the darkest characters, and both. Myrtle Snow, Frances Conroy is Myrtle Snow. I love her to death. I also love like Dennis O'Hare's. What is her name in Hotel? It's not Cleopatra. But it's
I wanted to say
like
Cleo
that.
too.
But anyway, she's fucking fabulous. I love her in that. I love his portrayal of her in that season.
Liz.
Yeah. Yes. Oh. Just all of her costume, all of his, like, so good. Anyways, Dennis O'Hare's, like, the actor I missed this season, where I was like, he would have been so good. I don't know what he would have played, but, like, he would have been so good.
I know she wasn't there long, but I miss Kathy Bates being in this, too.
Kathy Bates is so good in Coven. She does come back. She's in Roanoke.
Yeah.
She's in Apocalypse, too, I'm pretty sure.
She could play fucking Batman.
Right.
Yeah. Her and Meryl Streep, they could play Batman.
I don't think I have any more predictions for you, because as much as like I want to keep throwing questions out at you, I'm worried about spoiling it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it for you.
I'm really excited to come back to this next week and figure out what exactly pans out with all of them, because this is the way generically it would go. Like, I feel like my predictions are very like, well, anybody could think that this is how that's going to pan out. And that tends to be the case with American Horror Story, but this could be different.
Sure.
It could be interesting.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like in that last episode, there's sometimes plot holes that come up where you're like, okay, that came out of left field. Like, where was the lead up to that at? Okay. I guess so.
Yeah. We talked about this before we started the episode, but I do want to shout out that I have a break from school coming up, which means that I'm going to have time to read something for pleasure.
Yeah.
And instead of reading something new, I'm going to read The Shining, because we're going to cover it, and I'm really excited. It's going to be such a good episode.
Yeah, hell yeah. Actually, next week when we come back to do these last 3 episodes, I have a book that I want to loan you. So that we can do that movie at some point too.
Yeah, because I can read The Shining in a couple days.
Yeah, and this one's not even 300 pages.
Oh,
it might be more than that, but it's good. It's worth it. I feel like you could finish it pretty quickly. It's Audrey Rose by Frank de Felitta.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm down. I'm very down.
Other than, I guess this is everything we were gonna do. What are you doing? What have you been doing the last week?
Oh, I'm brain dead.
Just schoolwork and finals.
Yeah. I am really excited. I talked about this in the last episode about starting a Baldur's Gate campaign with my buddy Chase.
Yes.
We start this Saturday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was front loading all of my finals, because I was like, I don't want to have to worry about it at all this weekend.
Yeah.
On Saturday night, we're going to start the campaign, and I'm really stoked.
Yeah.
It's going to be such a good time. I've decided that the character that I'm definitely going to go with is I'm going to be a gnome barbarian. It's going to be so much fun.
Ooh, that sounds super fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm just going to be like smash shit, break stuff. That's my whole vibe.
And if you're a gnome, you can crawl into all those tiny spaces that nobody else can get into.
Exactly.
Some fucking horseshit if I ever heard it.
And he's going to be a big muscle mommy, and it's going to be a lot.
A big
fun.
Karlak?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Aside from that, I've been reading a book. It's by Tristan Gooley. It's called How to Read Nature. And it's essentially, I got, I believe it's a trilogy from him. It's How to Read Nature, How to Read Water, And I know there's another one. But anyway, it's essentially just about like, rather than going outside and just going on a walk, it's about like putting in a little bit more of survivalism techniques into it, and like how to orient yourself, how to tell like what time it is,
right?
How to like listen to what's happening around you in a way to be able to find resources that you need. And then also just being more mindful with your connection to nature when you're outside.
Yeah.
It's been a really
That's cool.
Really cool book.
That's super cool. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, that I think that's about it. I've been watching Nick play Cafe Owner Simulator.
Cute.
And yeah, and then he's also been putting a little bit of time into Stardew lately, which has been fun to watch.
Yeah, the new update's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the new update in Stardew.
But I think that's it for me. I've been also listening to the audiobook of The Hidden Life of Trees.
Ooh.
And that's it. Yeah.
Wow, lots of nature books.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've been well, most nights when I go home, I don't really do a whole lot before I go to bed. I've been having, honestly, a lot of just like late night talks with Harrison at night, which has been good. Yeah, like where I literally get home and we just talk to each other for a couple of hours, and I don't even pick up my video game, and I just go, okay, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed.
Nice.
So it's probably honestly been because I got a new gym membership to the rock climbing gym. So I've been like 3 times in the last week.
Hell yeah.
I started drinking creatine in my water.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
been there, am there.
Have right?
Been there.
It's nice. Harrison bought some nice stuff because he weightlifts. And I've been trying to drink protein powder, although I haven't found the right like method to take it yet. I'm thinking about putting it in some ice cream and like making that into like coffee in the morning. I'll try that and see if that works. But
I got some tips for you.
Sick.
The amount of brands that I've tried, the amount of flavors from each of those brands,
right?
The amount of shit to mix it into. Yeah.
I need because I don't eat really well, and I lost like a bunch of weight when we first moved up here because I was biking to work every day and just continuing to not eat. So I shed a lot of the weight that I had back in college when I was weightlifting and playing rugby and rock climbing. And I don't want to quite get back to there because I'm not playing rugby anymore, but I don't want to be 120 pounds anymore. I want just like a little bit more than that, which is kind of a funny concept. So I've been doing a lot of research for, nutrition and all that stuff. And I've just been rock climbing a lot.
Yeah.
My rock climbing partner, Eve, and I really want to do part of Monkey Face out at Smith Rock State Park over the summertime. And part of that is like a trad route. So you have to not only clip yourself into the rope, but you also have to place the gear into the natural faces of the rock in order to complete the route. So we need to start fucking working that shit now.
Yeah.
So we can actually do it. All right. Well, until next time.
Yeah, until we finish the season.
Until we see if any of your predictions came true.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good.
Have a good night.
Yeah, bye.
It's always spooky.